Hello, everybody. This is Father Caleb Lee, St. Paul's, Wilmington. We are delighted to have our new organist and director of music here at St. Paul's, Brendan Connor. Uh, Welcome, Brendan.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to be here.
You've been here a whole 2 weeks so far, and we've kind of thrown you into the deep end. We are going to have, now outside of Sundays here at St. Paul's this Sunday, this Wednesday, we will have our Holy Cross concert and evensong, as well as Thursday, Holy Cross Today. And we're just delighted that we are back into the program year with such an accomplished musician. We, how's it been so far?
Yeah, it's been great so far. It's kind of nice to kind of jump right in and to kind of a busy week already. It's been giving me lots to do, lots to think about. Last week we had our first choir rehearsal on Wednesday, and that was just lovely. Everyone was excited and thrilled to be back. And yeah, we got through a lot of rep. We had a lot to get through, and we still do. So we're excited to get going, and Evensong is going to be lots of fun. Some new rep for the choir and some old favorites as well. And yeah, it's just a very exciting place. The choir is just eager to keep going and improve upon their great skills already. So I think it's going to be a great year.
Awesome, awesome. I do too. We're glad you're here. What are your first impressions about St. Paul's and Wilmington? I know you've been here a whole month so far. Any first impressions of the community?
Yeah, my first week here, I attended the service, which was great. And everyone, the room is just so friendly and warm. I don't think I've experienced a church that has been that welcoming in quite some time. And the congregation sings very well. They love the classic hymns. So it was great to be in the pews for that. And as far as being on the other side, playing and leading the choir, it's a similar experience up there. There's just so much energy in the room, and it's just a really passionate service, I think, passionate congregation. So it's just been great. It's great to be a part of that. And I'm looking forward to continuing to build on that as well.
Yeah, well, it's okay. So what about Wilmington? Have you done any of the things yet? Or what have you and Kira done in the community? What's been your favorite thing?
Well, we love going to the beach. I'm from Southern California originally, so that's kind of big for me. I grew up probably 15 minutes from the beach, so it's comparable now. So we try to do that once or twice a week, which has been great. We've been down to Fort Fisher. At some point, we want to take the ferry across because I'm a big fan of boat rides, so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, we love the sort of smaller town feel of it. It's like kind of small town and also city feel. So we like that feel a lot. It's reminiscent of Bloomington, Indiana, where we did graduate study, and we loved living there. So it's a nice sort of homecoming feel in a way,
Yeah,
rather than a huge city.
yeah. And I imagine that the traffic is not as bad as Atlanta.
Oh, not even close.
Yeah,
We
good.
always laugh when people mention the traffic. It gets a little backed up around Oleander, Independence, but nothing like Atlanta.
Yeah, yeah. Can you tell our church family how you got into directing and organ playing?
Yeah, so it's been kind of an interesting journey. I was really more of a math science person going into college. That's what I was intending to major in, and I had only began to dabble in the organ around that time. Between senior year of high school and college, went to an organ camp, and that's always an interesting experience. Just I was the oldest one there and hadn't played it all, so I actually didn't enjoy the camp very much, but it stuck with me, and I wanted to begin taking lessons in the organ. So I got in touch with the organ teacher at UC Berkeley, George Emblem, who's also the director of music at St. Mark's Episcopal Church there near campus. So I began singing in the choir, and a couple of years in started accompanying the choir a bit and playing in the services. So, and I kind of decided that that's what I wanted to do rather than pursue math or science. So then I went to graduate school at Indiana University, which was great. Spent 6 years there, which was probably a little longer than I originally intended, but loved every minute of it. 2-year master's and 4 years of coursework for the doctorate, which I'm in the final processes of finishing up. And all throughout grad school, I worked at Episcopal churches, directed at a smaller parish in the northeast side of Indianapolis, which was a great experience. Then from there was the organ scholar at Christ Church Cathedral, which was a different but equally as valuable experience for me. Then from then took a full-time job in Atlanta and was there about 13 months and decided to look for a director job. And here we are.
Yeah, it's hard to believe what 10 years you go from not knowing how to play the organ to organ scholar at Christ Church Cathedral in Indianapolis. That's pretty amazing. You must have been it must have been the right fit or the right calling for you.
Yeah, it was just right when I started studying formally. That's all I wanted to do. Like all of my spare time was spent at an organ in a church, and yeah, it just became very clear. It was after my first kind of Holy Week set of services singing in the choir at St. Mark's, and that whole trajectory of the liturgy and the solemnity of it, that really cemented that's what I wanted to do. It was just so meaningful and moving for me.
When you know, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. All right. Well, I don't want to keep it too long. I know you need to practice for Evensong in your concert. What can you tell us about your upcoming concert before Evensong this Wednesday? What you're playing, and what I know. Part of your interview with us, you were really, really descriptive about what you were playing, and really impressed us. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're going to be playing for your concert and why, maybe?
Yeah. So I'll be playing 3 pieces. So it'll be probably around 27 minutes or so of music. So I'm going to begin with a fugue by Maurice Duruflé. I had actually played that as part of my interview. It's just one of my favorite pieces to play and listen to. It's a great piece to show off an organ. It kind of starts a little understated and just grows into this really big sound. It's a about 4-minute piece. So on the shorter side, it's based off of a chime set from the Cathedral of Soissons in France. So all throughout the piece, you get this sort of bell chiming theme. So I picked that because it's just it's a great opener to a recital. And it's a lovely piece, one of my favorites. The second piece in the set comes from Charles Marie Widor's final symphony, Symphonie Romane, which is actually the whole symphony is based on Gregorian themes, whereas his first symphonies were purely secular. These last 2 symphonies are based on Gregorian chant. So Symphonie Romane is actually based on Easter chants, Haec Dies and Victimae Paschali Laudis. So the second movement, it's titled Chorale. It's about 10 minutes, and throughout the whole piece, you're constantly hearing developments of this Gregorian melody, at first treated sort of as a hymn, and it's sort of a fantasia, just freely moving throughout. I picked that because it shows a different side of Widor that many people don't know, a more lyrical and a bit more of an introspective side, as opposed to the famous toccata, which everybody knows. This is Widor, sort of more waxing poetic. And his final symphony is among my favorite pieces of any medium. And the final piece I'll be playing, it's a preludium by Nicholas Bruns. It's called his Grosse E minor preludium. There's a smaller one, and this is the bigger one. And as far as the the North German Organ School is sort of the wildest piece you find. These pieces are sort of written with improvisational moments, very free writing and strict counterpoint. And this piece just sort of goes as far as you can to the wildness of this genre. So I picked it because it just really shows off an organ, various colors, and it's just a fun, exciting piece. Probably my favorite piece to perform. You can always find something new in it every time you play it. So it'll be those three pieces before Evensong.
Awesome. Awesome. Can't wait. Brendan, thank you for joining us for the first of hopefully many interviews with people from St. Paul's, and who knows who else might show up on this platform. Y'all come and see us tomorrow night, Wednesday, September 13th, beginning at 6 p.m. with our first concert from our new organist and director of music, Brendan Connor, followed by Holy Cross Evensong, the Eve of Holy Cross Evensong. And then catch us Thursday at 5:30 for Taizé. God bless you all. See you hopefully tomorrow and the next day. Take care.